we're going to head off straight down there now while we're through crafting. Hopefully they'll appreciate our crafting. Yeah, so I agree. Being able to reveal it for 1 and 2 is really relevant. I mean, the niche interaction is Shardless Agent and Sylvan Library. So both players are going to 7.
Yep. And it seems that David has kept his hand. He seems to be on the play, so I imagine that
he won
game 1. So he did actually win on the draw. So pretty important.
Yeah.
So Can off to a great start with a Sensei's top.
Yeah.
That's going to give him a lot of looks at cards for this game. It's like always have access to the top 3 cards. So
yeah. David not yet respecting the Blood Moon, but I suppose he doesn't necessarily have access to it early on.
He can't really play around that Blood Moon. Like,
it's difficult.
He doesn't have anything.
I think by playing on the Blood Moon, you fetch Swamp and have a Death Ray Shaman, and then you've got access to Abrupt Decay.
Kind of.
And that's your out, I think.
David drawing another land here, but it looks like he has a Brainstorm. I'm going to look at David's deck to see if I can kind of get...
Both players happy to draw go.
Rob more happy to draw go, because David at the end of a game, he's still a creature deck, right?
Yeah.
He still has to win with creatures. I guess he can win with Punishing Fire in Jace, but it's mainly he's going to win off just attacking you with like True Nemesis.
Yeah. I think True Name is a big player here, and if you can stop Terminuses with 2 or 1 True Names in play, you've got to win quickly.
Yeah.
He also has Umazao's Jete, which is obviously almost a combo with True Name.
Something that's really interesting about David's deck is he does play like 23 lands.
Yeah.
So he actually can keep up with the land drops.
Yeah.
And some decks in Modern can't really keep up with Miracles and their land drops, so they can't play as many powerful spells. So that might be a problem for that.
Yeah.
It does seem like it's...
His mana base is a bit of a just vomit fest. I mean,
yeah, I don't really like looking at it.
It
makes me feel pretty bad. I'm looking at these 4 copies of Grove of the Burnwillers, and I'm just like, come on.
4 copies of Grove of the Burnwillers, yeah.
It hurts me more.
3 Baleful Strix,
3 Baleful Strix, 4 Grove, just the absolute combination.
Oh dear.
But David's he has 3 Ancestral Visions. That's can't cascade that one. So spend that one on turn 1 with Grove. So.
With Grove. Anyway, we're developing lands out very nicely.
Nothing really
Rob's
exciting going on. Brainstorm here. That.
To some extent, is David happy for Rob to use his cantrips early so that in the late game he has less cantrips to draw? I always feel that way. Like, it sounds really silly, but once you've used a cantrip, it's sort of gone. And I know Snapcaster Mage exists, and I know, there are ways to shuffle your graveyard in, but cantrips are such a good draw late game that using them early.
You're basically just like crafting like the best hand you can.
Well, so Rob's drawing a Surgical Extraction, which is a sideboard card, probably for Punishing Fire.
Yeah, definitely for Punishing Fire, because that card is a very big game in this matchup.
Yeah.
If David only has 1 Grove, if he ever uses the Grove to gain mana, I think the Punishing Fire is actually a trigger that you have to pay for.
Yeah, you have to pay for.
So in response to the trigger, you can just Surgical it and get rid of all of them. Yeah. So there is a window for that, so it just makes sense why he's bought it in Surgical. Players, again, just land go. I think Rob actually much prefers playing land go in this matchup.
Especially with top in play. I think having top in play is really good.
He just wants to keep drawing good cards.
Between top and fetch lands, he's getting advantage by going land go, whereas
David's kind of just drawing cards. He doesn't really have any big value cards from his sideboard apart from Bloodbraid LFS and Jay says it only like big mana plays. I think that might be a Pernicious Deed, which is kind of a big mana play.
Yeah.
David seems to have ran from the table here.
I think he might have gone to the toilet.
I think he might have gone to the bathroom.
There are no Entreat the Angels in either of the 2 Miracles decks we've had in the top 8 that we've seen on camera.
That makes sense, because Entreat is a very slow card, and maybe the players are expecting a bit more of a combo-oriented format.
Well, Mark, who was playing Entreat, lost out to Chris in round 1.
Yeah. I think, actually, Entreat shines in that matchup, the Miracles matchup.
Yeah, it does. I was surprised that Mark lost. I believe that I would like to talk to Chris about that. I believe that Mark's deck list was sort of tuned to beat the other Miracles decks.
I think that was as well.
Keranos is a house in that matchup.
Keranos is a big creature. Well,
no, you never wanted to be a creature because then they can plow it. You just want it to be in play.
So
you can't spell pierce it though, which is hilarious.
Yeah, it is a creature. Yeah. It seems in David's hand there's a Force, a Punishing Fire, and nothing else going on.
Yeah,
but he's not even casting his Punishing Fires. He's playing it very slowly.
Super slowly.
What an exciting game! That's constantly back and forth. The classic Magic play.
Yeah, well, compared to we talked a little bit about with Stuart Jackson about turn 1 wins in Legacy, about how scary that format is.
There's actually a lot of stigma for newer players to get into the format because they're just like, well, I'm just going to die on turn 1. Not like that. This game is like, what? They've all played Landers every turn. It's like, turn 6.
And there are games of Standard that have ended faster than this.
Exactly. There's just no creatures going on. Like.
Yeah. If you want to play Draw Go, apparently you should play the.
Like. Exactly.
Oh.
Vidilian click for Catton here. Don't know who he's targeting. I really hope he's targeting David, if it resolves.
Before we carry on, shout out to Kiwi, who's by you, that is. He couldn't be here today, but he's a great guy.
Is that...
I just recognise that altar.
Yeah?
Yeah.
David borrowed all his cards from Kiwi.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure... I think all his jewels are blackboarded.
Wow. Oh, most of them.
No, I can't see... Oh, the Volk is actually blackboarded.
So we've drawn force blue card if we want to force this clique. But so we're putting those down. And on top of the library. Okay. And a Pyroblast.
The Pyroblast for the clique. Doesn't... Basically, David here making sure that Rob doesn't know exactly what's going on.
So Rob had a Pyroblast. So if David had gone force, Rob had access to a Pyroblast. So that's really pretty big game.
So the reason...
that was a really mana-efficient way of dealing with Rob's threat.
But the reason David put like 2 quite good cards on the top is because if Rob responded with a different counterspell, and then he targeted David, he didn't want those cards to be seen and put on the bottom. So
You're
David playing very very smart there and putting
very intelligently.
2 quite good cards on top. That's a very tight play from David. He probably knows that Punishing Fire is like one of his best cards. I think he put it on top, maybe not. No, it seems to be a Punishing Fire.
Yeah, the Punishing Fire in his hand. The top cards of his library are blue card and Force Will, and I think the blue card is Ancestral Visions.
That card
could be good in this matchup, but equally it's very easy to counter.
Yeah. But the thing is, when it's coming off Suspend, you do have a lot of mana, so you can fight counters very well there.
I've had a lot of success, resolving them against Miracles while playing Sharpest Bug.
Yep. Nothing really exciting going on still, just cantrips and
Unlike Sneak Attack, when it was like there were very few permanents on board. Players were like casting a cantrip like really cautiously. These players are like draw go,
just like
play land go.
It's because when you're playing these sort of counter wars, it's just like you kind of know what you need to do. Like you just need to play lots of lands and make your threats.
It's like there's an invisible standstill in play. The person to blink first.
Yeah, generally in these sort of matchups, a player who casts the first spell generally loses because well, not always, but...
Well, Rob lost a little bit of value there, but he also got Pyroblast out of David's hand, so...
If David had like a spell to follow up there, then Rob would have been behind, but David wasn't able to punish him on that little opening he had.
But this is a Leovold.
The exciting card from a new conspiracy set. Leovold. Is blue, can get Pyroblasted. David just saying, you know what?
Trading 1 for 1. My card seems really good in this matchup. Being able to stop your opponent tapping top, brainstorming, Jace brainstorming, are all really and even pondering. Are all really powerful.
There's a counterbalance for Rob, and that is absolutely monstrous. That's gonna really give him a good sort of.
Both players have access to 2 Pyroblasts. Yeah.
And there's 1 gone from each of their decks.
Yeah.
So we can expect 1 more.
And counterbalance. One of the best ways to deal with a resolve counterbalance is Pyroblast. Yeah. Arguably, I mean, top is in play, so tapping top is a good way to counter a Pyroblast. But
if Rob resolves this counterbalance, the game is generally over from this point. Because David's deck gets much shorter. He can have Decay, but it doesn't look like he has it.
I think he has a Golgari Charm in his hand, which does kill an enchantment for 2 mana, but I don't know if that's...
But if he, flips the top and finds a 2, then you just lose your Decay for no value. Something to note here is Rob does have a Surgical Extraction, so he does have access to like an instant speed shuffle effect that David can't see.
Yeah.
But I don't think maybe he doesn't want to use that sort of play. Again, it does have Punishing Fire. And Rob doesn't have that many outs to it. So I think David here is looking to find like a Jace to get him into this game because that seems like a brainstorm. So that's a good start.
Oh, okay. Rob just let it resolve.
Yep.
He knows the top card, doesn't he?
Yeah, the Baleful Streak we were talking about off the Grove.
With the Grove in play.
That's exciting.
He's not playing Tiger. No, he's not playing Tiger. No.
No.
That's good. That'd be too much.
Yeah, but 4 Groves, good start. David telling me he was testing a lot of Magic Online, so he did take his event quite seriously.
That's good.
And it just showed that Force of Will pitching Baleful Streaks. So
sure,
David
so
is forced.
On the stack. Yeah.
David is forced to react to it, like he has to, because counterbalance is so powerful. Yep. David says sure. It's unlikely David has a counterspell here with the Catton does Snapcasting.
Oh dear.
But that is big for Rob. Counterbalance resolves. David basically has to draw a Golgari Charm to get into this game now.
He's got a Golgari Charm. He needs to draw a Brook.
Sorry, I brought yep. You're saying sorry.
Well, we can see if Golgari Charm
if
there's a time to go for it, it's now because Rob probably hasn't kept 2 on top because he's probably not playing around Golgari Charm. He's probably playing around something like Jace or A 3-drop perhaps, like Leovold.
Something to note
Trade
is
analysis.
David and Catton actually didn't play in the Swiss portion of the Alexi event.
Did they not?
So they don't know actually. I saw them playing in round 8 of the modern.
Yeah.
Meaning they didn't play in the first 4 rounds.
Oh, yes, it's true.
So they wouldn't know actually what cards are in each other's decks. So Rob unlikely to know what's going on. Golgari Chime here for David, like we were saying, taking the Calamars.
Yeah.
Rob
pretty big.
thinks he know. I think he knows what the top card
Yeah, I
is.
think he does. He's spun top a few times.
Yeah.
So
He knew not to.
David is down on cards. That's what happened in that exchange.
That was
Well, he's just drawn a
big
vision.
draw.
So.
He drew a blood braid off.
Oh, was it BB?
Maybe he set up divisions as well.
I don't know if he's had access to set up the visions, has he? If he has, that's nuts.
He did cast a brain. No, he did not. So Rob here does have a surgical. As long as David leaves the.
The Grove untapped. It's like that weird, who blinks first?
Yeah, again, but David is actually ahead on that one because if David draws another growth, he always has access to his thing. Or like another life gain effect if he has one of those, but I doubt it.
The rare times, but Rob
Whether you
Soul
can
Splash
actually-
has his opponent's blood braid off. You get
Monster
that's
Mental
really
here.
weird.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Soul Splash has his own mentor token for some reason. Okay, the 2-top mentor is heavy.
Oh, David blinked first. Surgical extraction for Rob, like we were saying.
Yeah.
That is
That
big,
might be
'cause
game.
David can cast a punching fire from his hand if he wants to. It's a sulfur elemental.
Oh, okay, that's all right. I
That's
guess.
a different card. I just saw a red card.
Yeah,
and
so red card.
I think they were asking if sulfur elemental has protection
Yeah,
from that.
that's really big game.
Yeah. So David's plan to go long is generally off Grow the Burn with his punishing fire and just like attritioning out like all of Rob's cards.
Yeah, creatures and
Can't really do that anymore when
No.
they're getting all ripped away.
this spell's doomed for Inglis. However, on the plus side, he has more access to. Well, no, actually that's a lie. I was about to say he has access to cantrips land and permission. But
Sure.
everything that David wants to deal with is on board. He's also got
Yeah.
Garo Charm, which I believe must be a one-off.
It's one off.
He might still have Toxic Deluge, but realistically,
I don't think he wanted it in for that matchup because it's so.
it's maybe.
Yeah,
If
you
he's
never
wanting to go Garo Charm, I guess Garo Charm has lots of utility, whereas Deluge just does one thing very well.
David's in an interesting spot here that he wants to cast a Sulfur Elemental to clear the blockers, but it does give. He's casting Cleek.
Main phase.
Yep, so that makes sense. So he's just trying to find a way for his Sulfur Elemental. So if Rob has any response to his Cleek, he has to cast it now, and then he loses the token from the Sulfur Elemental.
Okay.
So
he's just.
Canned Hand is a very strange one. That is insane. So Sulfur Elemental and Cleek would actually die to the engineered explosives.
Yes, on 3.
David did take the
The plow.
plow, which seems weird. I think I would take the engineered explosives.
Maybe you want Rob to cast the plow so that you can
Yeah. But I guess if
for a response.
Rob is not going to crack it like crack the engineered explosive when he has a mental.
He's responding to the top spin with Sulfur Elemental. I like that.
Isn't it split second anyway?
Yeah, but is it?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, fair enough.
So it actually just gives away information. I don't know if I like that actually. Maybe it's not split second and I'm wrong.
We'd like the
Sulfur
Oracle text
Elemental?
on Sulfur Elemental, please. Wizard in the sky.
Blood Moon for Catton.
That seems pretty
That
good.
is. David has.
Yeah.
David actually can search for one basic. He has one swamp he can get.
Yeah, which he needs to be the swamp and not the island.
Yep.
And I think it would always be the swamp, not the island anyway, because you
Yeah.
want access to casting Death Ray Shaman.
Yeah, but it is a Bloodstained Mire, so he actually only has a one option on that one.
Gotta get basic. Because sometimes you're okay with them blood running you if you have like 3 punishing fires in the graveyard, and you can pick them all up. We'd like the Oracle text on Sulfur Elemental if possible. As
think
David
it's
is
with a-
actually not in English, so he can't
Sulfur spelt with a P, I think.
even. Is it with a P or is it, I think it might be with an F.
With an F?
Yeah, what's he written on his deck list sheet?
Is
This
it
one
an F?
is perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so it does have split second. The mentor was actually a free one for that. Blood Moon, making a token.
But
as
it
well.
still is, because the tokens always die. Because
Yeah.
it's a static effect, all white creatures get -1/-1.
Yeah, but
It's stay with actions, we can't undo it.
yeah. So I think that Catton is definitely very ahead in this game now with the Blood Moon, because David does have to like either win off the
Oh,
cards.
where's the Sulfur Elemental gone? Did it get Soul Splashers?
It got
Yeah,
swords.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
did.
because with the punishing fires,
yeah.
made it for 0, just to make some tokens, I guess.
Well, I mean, David didn't crack his fetch in response to the Blood Moon.
That seems a bit weird.
Yeah, why
Maybe
did he
he
do that?
knows cards on top.
What, and they're good in only
And
red
it's
mana?
good,
Oh, it's Swamp.
but why wouldn't he crack the fetch to get it?
Maybe he wanted to draw it?
Oh, he said. I think he was just saying he should have cracked it for the swamp. But maybe in his head he was like, well, I'm going to draw a swamp anyway.
Yeah, if it's
But-
Island, then I can see wanting to draw the Island. But
Yeah.
if it's Swamp...
All right, David.
Nice. Yeah, that's all
David's
good.
saying that he could have waited for ages, but he didn't draw any of his card advantage spells like Ancestral Visions. So he couldn't really keep up with Rob's more powerful spells.
Yeah. Which is a real
Even-
shame because obviously David's deck is insane. But
It's very
unfortunately,
sweet, but-
yeah, just waiting. He just had to. He was forced to wait too long.
Yeah, and then that's why Miracles shines, because they have actually just better cards for going late. Yep, so Rob Catton advances his way into the finals.
Yes, he does. So it is
Another
a-
impressive showing for him in Modern as well. Like maybe not this thing, but he's had a lot of Modern results recently.
He has, yeah.
So he's also showing that
Yeah, the
he
blue
can
white
play
control
Legacy
deck
as well.
is-
Like,
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's always done very well at these tournaments, and it's good to see that he's
he's continuing that. He's
continuing that. Yeah.
they're showing us the sideboard. So Rob bringing in Blood Moons, Pyroblast, Extractions, and Cleats. But he only brought in one extraction, which is kind of interesting.
Wow, really? And he just got there.
Oh,
Is he not digging for like the second or anything like this?
so they're saying there was a swamp in hand before. So.
Oh, I think that it turned out okay, didn't it?
Yeah, I didn't. That'd explain why he didn't crack his fetch, I guess.
Unless he should have cracked it anyway because he should have just won the shuffle effect.
Maybe if he knew the cards.
Yeah.
So, what does the finals match up for us?
Miracles again versus Sneak and Track. Sneak Attack again.
So
Sneak
we've
Show.
literally just seen that matchup from Chris
With
Vincent.
almost exactly the same 75,
Yeah,
so we'll
so-
have to see if Rob can better Mark Winkle, who has been a real force. You know, first in the Swiss, Mark
Yeah.
Winkle. Rob was of course second, but he's been really good today.
Yep.
He played Dredge. He played the two most degenerate combo decks. I've
Yeah,
he played Dredge in. We're coming back to the booth here.
All right.
It's still Luke and Sam. We're going to the final with the
Yep.
exciting trophies will be
Trophies.
won. I'm going to pass these over now so they can go over with
Yep.
the
So we
feature
can see
match
him on the
area.
table.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Very exciting. So, yeah, almost exactly the same 75 for Mark Winkle
Yep.
the best here. He played Dredge in the modern deck, for those of you that were interested.
Yep.
And it was his first time playing Dredge.
I think it was. He didn't
Yeah.
seem too confident with some of the interactions when
No.
he first started, but
He
as
actually-
he got
we-
through today, he
Yeah.
got much better.
We actually wanted him on stream at some point, and he was like, I'm not confident with my deck yet, so I'd rather not be on stream. I don't want to like muck up and be really embarrassed. So
Yeah.
that's fair enough. I mean, he's obviously he's very competent with this sneak attack deck. He's been
Yeah.
playing for a very long time.
I'm sure he's been playing it for ages. so
Yeah,
he
well,
seems
he's
confident on that.
he's like judge foiled out because of the judge foils he picked up. He's a man of like, yeah, he picks up the foils that he needs from judging and then to build the deck,
sure.
which is quite cool.
The best way to do things.
Yeah, it's quite fun. So that's really good to see, and I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing him beat Face.
Yeah, seeing him battle Rob Catton in the finals.
I wonder if Rob Catton has watched the match between Chris and no,
Yeah.
he can't have done because they
Yeah,
were playing at the
they're
same time.
playing.
So
But Chris
he doesn't
and Rob,
necessarily know about the Besechu, but Chris and
I
Rob
think
probably
Chris
had
and
a
Rob
chat.
very,
Yeah.
very good friends. So I'm sure they
Yeah.
spoke about it, although you can see
Yeah,
Chris.
maybe.
Maybe nice, maybe not.
Maybe we'll see. We're going to go back to the topic. Look at this.
Oh.
So it's important to know that these two players were both first and second seed, and so have only played one match of this top 8. Had a big break,
very-
gone for food, and it's very telling of perhaps the new structure.
Yeah, it just shows that you can get a rest and you can really just
Take stock.
yeah, and that's pretty important because we've been playing for Magic for like 10 hours now.
Yeah, a long time.
Nearly-
It will, yeah, 11 and a half.
Yeah. So 10 hours of Magic.
Yeah.
So it's very fatiguing. You've got to think for everything, and it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. So
Yeah,
getting
it's
a break.
been a long time, and getting that break is really, really important. Same for commentators, actually.
Yeah.
We'll maybe get a short break in just a moment, but looking forward to it. Obviously, we've seen Mark's prowess defeating this deck in the
Yeah.
past, and it wouldn't surprise me if he does the same again today.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, like he did win his semifinals match, or I don't know how you would say it, the last
Yeah.
match, but he did draw his best sideboard card when Chris did have loads of emission.
Yeah.
And I was very fortunate for him. So maybe it was a bit fortunate he drew the Beseiju, because if he didn't draw that, then there's no way any of his pieces were resolving. He'd have to fight through all his pieces one by one. So I think he needs to draw back cards.
Yeah,
And
the
he's,
Beseiju specifically
yes.
is just about has. I'm looking forward to seeing how this pans out, and also
Yeah.
like Mark might not draw it this time.
Yeah, he might have drawn it and had to like actually resolve his cards through all the permission that Rob has.
Rob has, yeah.
Yep.
We'll look forward to that.
There's nothing really. Oh, this is Chris's list.
This is Chris's, but they're almost identical.
Yeah, so it's hard to get wrong. So there's nothing really different from the sideboards. Like
No.
same. Oh, actually there is. Pivot Needle.
Oh, the
Sneak
Pivot Needle we
sneak
missed
attack.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, over the. Is it Statcaster? No, what?
So
I think it's the. Oh, Chris had 3 Pyroblasts.
That's a lot
But
of
Rob only
Pyroblasts.
has 2.
Yep, so that's why he's got
So it's the extra
space.
Pithing Needle, which is good on either Goes Around or Sneak Attack. Probably one of the 2. It depends if you want to leave in. Well, it depends how you think the deck's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
game's
it depends what your hand is. If you have like lots of Philosopher's Storm, like I'm saying, just name Sneak Attack, then they can't resolve a show and tell.
Yeah,
You know,
that seems really powerful.
we good?
We're ready to go down there right now, and we're going to go straight to the feature match area.